Hello. What's your opinion on refugees at the moment in Britain?
I'm for refugees and believe that they should be travelling to Britain because it's safer for them. If they were kept in Syria, then it would be bad for them because war is happening right now and they would be safer in Britain. So I think we should open our arms, sort of thing, and let them in.
Okay.
So what do you think about refugees in this country, the United Kingdom?
I think that refugees should be allowed in this country because they need a home to live in after their homes and countries have been destroyed.
Thank you.
So do you know the difference between an immigrant, an asylum seeker or a refugee?
I think I do. So I would suggest go with the language really. So a refugee is somebody who is seeking refuge, protection, usually from a war zone. An asylum seeker, I believe, is somebody who wants to stay here a little bit more permanently if it's coming to the UK soil. And obviously a migrant is there anybody who moves from one place to another, usually across a country's border.
Thank you. What do you think about refugees in this country?
Because in the UK and in the Republic of Ireland we are a group of islands, we've always had migration onto these shores. I believe to the benefit of everything, our culture, our heritage, and particularly our language, being an English language specialist. You know, I love that sort of diversity and range that we have in our language. In terms of the modern debate about refugees and people seeking asylum or wanting to migrate into this country, I think a great deal more needs to be done in terms of ensuring that we get rid of people's distrust in Britain. I think people are very distrustful. I think people are, this whole sort of like they're coming over here stealing our jobs mentality is very, very narrow. But I think the authorities need to do more to enable sort of a better integration with people from a different culture and a different language, maybe placing people, you know, in nicer places, not in inner city areas where there's high crime rates and high poverty and things like that. So for me personally, I believe in an open door policy in moderation, and there needs to be better education and tolerance from the UK people.
Okay, thank you.
Hello,
Hello,
what is your name?
Joel Phillips.
Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions about immigrants and refugees today?
It is no problem.
Can you explain to me the difference between a migrant and a refugee?
A migrant is somebody leaving one country to another for like work or home or something. And a refugee is like somebody like leaving war-torn places, like seeking refuge.
That is correct. Do you think immigrants or refugees should be allowed into this country?
I personally don't have a problem.
Why do you believe this?
I believe this because they are like filling up the jobs that we don't want to take and in the end improving our economy.
So do you believe that the immigrants are taking our jobs as such?
I don't believe they're taking our jobs, they're just filling in the blanks. Like, say now a British person doesn't want to be a builder, then say now a Polish immigrant or like a Syrian refugee wants to be that, then they can do that because the British people don't want to do that job. So necessarily in that case, they're just filling in the jobs.
Okay, thank you. Some people say that they do the jobs that we don't want to do. To what extent do you agree with this statement?
Well, I personally agree with it a lot because that they are just filling in the blanks and they're not taking the jobs that we want.
Thank you for your time.